It is the anthem for watching. Dante's Boxing Nation. Keep watching. Keep watching.
Absolutely. And Chris, I mean, what you did, man, you know, transitioning from a kickboxer to becoming a world boxing champion, I mean, it's still unprecedented. I want to know, with all the great fighters that you've been in the ring with, you've been in there with Pacquiao, with Amir Khan, with Ruslan Provodnikov, with Errol Spence. I mean, who would you say out of everyone you face, who would you say is the best well-rounded fighter?
It's hard to say. I've been in with so many different kinds of styles. Like you just said, all those guys, all the top guys that I fought, none of them are alike in any way. You know, you've got a guy like, you know, Ruslan, who's brutally tough and super strong. You got a guy like Pacquiao, who's incredibly shifty, and his experience is just, you know, with otherworldly. You got a guy like Errol Spence, who's a big, strong, up and coming, you know, future guy. You know, and then you got a guy like Amir Khan, who's been a superstar in the sport, and stylistically, you know, super fast boxer type, you know, Olympic pedigree. You know, it's hard to put a finger on any one of them, but honestly, I felt the most uncomfortable in the ring when I was fighting with Manny Pacquiao. He was a very, very difficult guy to deal with and to prepare for.
Okay. Was it his speed, his angles, his unpredictable left hand that he throws? I mean, was all of the above or what?
Honestly, you know, and people always ask, like, oh, did he hit really hard? Like, yeah, he did, but I don't think he hit as hard as Provodnikov. You know, people say about his speed, but, you know, I think at certain points, Khan was actually faster. It's his unpredictability and the fact that you will feel like you're in a comfortable, or not comfortable, you're in a safe position where he can't hurt you or hit you, but he still does. And he's able to generate power in very awkward positions where normally you'd be safe against another guy.
Okay. Interesting. Now, speaking of that, another big fight that a lot of fans are talking about, Chris, is Manny Pacquiao versus Terrence Crawford. Bob Arum, he's been pushing for that fight real hard, and of course, Terrence Crawford wants to fight. What do you think about a Pacquiao versus Crawford fight?
That's a super interesting fight. You know, and with Pacquiao at this point, it's really just we're just counting down the clock. You know, he's getting older every fight. Mm-hmm. And it's one of those things where, you know, you get old overnight, you know, is the saying. And so you never know. You know, I think the Manny Pacquiao of old, you know, can give anybody, and has give everyone who's ever fought, you know, trouble and beaten most guys. It's an interesting fight. Also will show you what level Terrence Crawford's at. Mm-hmm. And I mentioned momentum earlier. He's got a ton of momentum on his side. You know, he's undefeated. He's been winning big fights. You know, he's coming off that awesome win against Postol. So, I mean, it's an interesting matchup, especially timing-wise of their careers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you can't lean towards anybody when it comes to that one?
I honestly can't, because I've been saying it for all of Pacquiao's recent fights. You know, even with Tim Bradley. You know, I think I spoke to you about that fight, and you know, you're asking me about the fight, and I said, you know, if it's the Pacquiao of old, he does what he did the other two times, and he wins handily. But if he got old overnight, then Tim's going to come away with it. So you know, I can see it going either way, but I really think that you know, it's really hard to say how that's going to go.
This is Bobby, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.